So this dude just opens a panel out of thin air, and it's got literally everything you can think of. He casually grabs a bottle of water and some bread, and boom, the package shows up right next to him. This is the unique skill he got after being summoned to another world, and compared to the other students who got holy swords and sacred magic, our boy is basically an afterthought. His power is an online grocery store, zero combat ability against the Demon King, but they still drag him to meet the king at night, and the king gives off major sketchy vibes throwing money around. Luckily he's no hero, he'd just be dead weight there, so the king tosses him some hush money. Soon as he hits the market, everyone's staring at his weird clothes. He figures he'd better change outfits before digging for info. Later he rents a room, feeling pretty relieved he didn't stay as a hero, and plans to get out of this kingdom fast. While chilling on his bed he accidentally opens his status screen, and all his stats are right there clear as day. He's got appraisal and item box. Just for kicks he taps the online supermarket button, and a whole shopping page pops up in front of him. Worried about getting sick in this new world, he orders a water and some bread, but the payment fails, says insufficient funds. Then he spots a white slot at the bottom, drops a silver coin in there, tries paying again, and it actually works. And here's the wild part, the delivery speed is insane. You pay 1 second and get your stuff the next. So okay, it's not a combat skill, but this thing is stupidly useful. As long as he's got cash, food's never gonna be a problem, and honestly he could flip the skill to make serious money. Next day, he heads for the border town of Kilf, grabs the last seat on a carriage, riding with a merchant, and he learns from the guy that appraisal and item box are both super rare skills, so yeah, he definitely needs to keep his abilities on the low. The merchant totally agrees with his plan to leave for the next kingdom, says this country's about to smell like gunpowder, and they might seal the borders soon, and sure enough when he arrives, all transportation is shut down. The tighter the situation, the more he wants to bolt, but he's scared of monsters outside, so he hits the guild to hire some bodyguards, painfully drops 8 gold coins, and teams up with an adventurer party. On the road he's in charge of meals, which works out cause he loves cooking. He pulls out an induction stove from his supermarket, lies and says he had it stashed in his item box. After some careful prep, he hands out steaming soup and fresh bread to everyone. The whole crew was blown away by his cooking, thinking this job was totally worth it. Later on the road they run into monsters. The leader Werner and the swordsman Vincent are absolute beasts. They tear 2 monsters apart on the spot. The gore totally shocks him. Then the scout Rita spots a red boar up ahead. Everyone jumps in, and the red boar generously donates its body. They slice up the meat and stash the extra cuts in his item box. At night he stews the boar meat with some veggies, frozen seasoning from the supermarket, and serves it up. One bite and the flavor just lingers. Even Frank, who normally hates pork, is practically begging for a second helping. Hands shoot up everywhere for refills. Seeing how much everyone's enjoying it, he can't help but use appraisal on the food, and what he sees blows his mind. Turns out the ingredients from his store can actually restore stamina and magic power. If anyone ever finds out about this, he'd be captured and forced to cook for the rest of his life. But what they don't know is that deep in the bushes, a pair of glowing eyes is locked right onto them. They push on for another long stretch the next day. That night he makes boar cutlets, pairs them with some cabbage, total perfection. The crew is living their best life. This doesn't even feel like a job. It's basically a picnic, but the good times don't last. He notices everyone staring at him with pure terror in their eyes. The adventurers clearly know this is the legendary beast Fenrir, and the first thing it says is hand over the good stuff, hand over the good food. He quickly gives it the whole plate, but that's barely a snack for this thing, so he starts cooking like crazy. 1 plate, 2 plates, still not enough. He uses up every scrap of boar meat just to fill it up. Now satisfied, Fenrir takes a liking to him and decides they should form a contract. At first he's like, no way, staying with a beast like this, he'd have zero say in anything, but seeing his crew's reaction, and Fenrir's clear do as I say or I'll smash your face and look, he's got no choice but to accept. But here's what totally catches him off guard. The moment the contract seals, Fenrir just goes full couch potato.